Winston, Winston, are you ready to be internet famous? Yeah, of course you are. Hi guys, I'm back after 3 months. Clearly really prepared for this video, wearing a Snoop Dogg t-shirt that I got for free and not brushing my hair. If you ever go see Snoop Dogg, his t-shirts are buy one get one free, in case you were wondering. So, yes, I am back. You might notice that this is a different backdrop or background than I'm usually using, and that is because I'm house sitting. Not my house, not my dog, but we're best friends anyways. This is Winston, if you can see him. So, where have I been? In June, I started traveling. I first flew to New York City, and I stayed in the Bronx for a couple days with some friends, and I got to meet up with some family, some old friends that I have not seen in a long time, and walked way too many miles around Manhattan, got entirely confused by the subway system, and but I didn't get lost, so that was good. I was pretty proud of myself. And then we drove to Rhode Island for one of my best friends, Winston. It's falling off the couch. I drove to Rhode Island for one of my best friend's graduation from Brown and Rhode Island School of Design, and Providence, Rhode Island is probably one of the cutest little towns that I've ever been to. But I think I gained about 20 pounds in the 2 days that I was there, because you just eat your way around the city. Then I came back to Florida for 1 day and then immediately hopped back onto a plane to London. Yeah, so I finally got to go back to London. It has been 2 years since I've been there. And what did I do while I was there? I did a lot. Winston, he's taking my seat with his head. What did I do while I was there? I have notes for everything that I did while I was in London. What? What do you want? Are you okay? Do we need to talk? I traveled solo, so mostly I wandered around the city by myself. I went to lots of museums and little shops and just walked around and saw the sights, tried to hit some of the spots that I didn't get to go to last time I was there, because as you may remember from a previous video, I studied abroad in London 2 years ago, so I lived there for about 4 months, and there were just a couple spots that I had always wanted to go to, but I never really got a chance to while I was over there. So I went to the Tate Britain, the Tate Modern, Victoria and Albert, the Natural Science Museum, Natural History Museum, whatever it's called, I don't know. And then I got to go see a couple of shows while I was over there. I got to see Amanda Palmer, who is like my hero. If you haven't read The Art of Asking or watched her TED Talk, I think it's by the same title, The Art of Asking. Definitely do that, especially if you are an artist, because she has a lot of amazing stories and is super inspirational and just super weird and cool, and I love her. I got to see the Maccabees, and it was their very last tour ever. I think I saw them like the night before their last show, so that was cool. I went wakeboarding, which thankfully there's no footage of because it was highly embarrassing. We don't have to talk about it. I also got to go see Wicked. I was wandering around a museum one day and I was just like, I want to go see Wicked tonight. So I bought myself a ticket and I took myself out on a date. I met lots of Uber drivers, my favorite one being Gerwinder, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, who told me that he basically adopts every girl that comes into his cab, and every girl that comes into his cab is like his daughter. So if any man is ever harassing you in his cab, he will fight them for you. So thankfully I was in there alone. Oh, I also got to go to Brighton, and I was at the Brighton Pier and got very distracted because there were really pretty cliffs off in the distance, and I was like, oh, those don't look too far away. And then like 2.5 miles later, they were far away. Also, it was up and down hills. I walked about 7 miles round trip that day. It was a time. But one of the coolest things was that I got to go back to the Spice of Life in Soho and do their open mic there a couple of times. And if you were ever in London and you're a musician and you would like to do an open mic, that is my favorite one that I've been to so far. They have a beautiful grand piano there, and yeah, everyone is just super cool there. It's pretty much mostly originals. Some people do covers though. I also got to do an open mic at Cafe 1001, I believe it's called, on Brick Lane. And shout out to Martha Payton for playing the guitar for me when there was no piano available that night. So, you the best. And I also went to another open mic. I didn't get to play there because there was no piano, which really inspired me. Now I need to like learn an easier instrument to carry around. I got to go to Paper Dress Vintage open mic in Hackney and just hang out, meet people there. So that was super fun as well. But now I am back. I have been gigging a ton. I pretty much jumped right into it. I got back July 2nd, July 4th through the 9th. I played every single night. I got a new car, so I have air conditioning. I can drive farther places. And speaking of which, because of that, I will be taking a 10-day road trip in September. I will be driving up to Asheville and then across to Nashville and then down to Memphis and then back. So hopefully I'll be able to do some open mics or maybe writers rounds or anything up there and just sort of check out all those places, because obviously I've been to Asheville before. I love Asheville, but I've never been to Nashville and I've never been to Memphis, so I'm gonna go visit friends out there and just play some music and hopefully have a good time. I'm sure I'll have a good time. I will be trying to post more regularly. Again, I'm sorry. I know, I suck. I'm a procrastinator. But, okay, goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you next week. Goodbye.